Welcome to Daily Stoic Practice, your compass to navigate the complexities of modern life with ancient wisdom. Let me ask you this. Have you ever found yourself disrespected, overlooked, or even mistreated by others? It could be a friend, a coworker, or perhaps even a family member. Those moments can leave us questioning our self-worth, shaking our confidence, and sometimes even leaving a lasting scar. But pause for a moment and consider, does your value truly depend on how others treat you? Is it possible to maintain peace of mind, even when met with disdain or ridicule? If you've ever felt lost when faced with disrespect, join me as we explore how Stoic philosophy can provide the keys to finding inner strength, protecting your self-respect, and rising above words or actions meant to harm. In today's video, we'll dive into 8 foundational principles from Stoicism strategies that not only help you respect yourself, but empower you to stand strong, even when no one else seems to. Let's begin our journey of unlocking the power within each of us. The first principle, and a foundational step in maintaining self-respect, is setting clear boundaries. Have you ever felt like someone crossed a line you didn't want them to? Maybe it's a colleague who constantly interrupts, or a friend who jokes around to the point where it becomes hurtful. These situations leave you wondering, don't they? Why can't others recognize where to stop? The reality is, people sometimes overstep because we haven't clearly communicated our limits. When boundaries are undefined, people may not realize they're making you uncomfortable, but ultimately, it's you who bears the impact. By setting boundaries, you're safeguarding your peace and your self-respect. So how can you effectively set boundaries? Start by asking yourself, what is acceptable and what is not? Don't just think about it vaguely. Take some time to really reflect. A friend once shared how she often felt hurt by family members constantly criticizing her career choice. At first, she kept silent, thinking that enduring it was the best course. But eventually, the hurt built up and she realized she needed to stand up for herself. She decided to openly express her feelings, and although it was tense at first, it led to greater mutual understanding and a healthier relationship. You may wonder, would I have the courage to do the same in a similar situation? Remember, setting boundaries isn't about creating distance, but about protecting your mental space. When you stand firm, those who truly respect you will be willing to listen. As for those who judge or belittle, perhaps they're not the ones worth pleasing in the first place. Another key point, stay consistent with the boundaries you've set. Let's say you tell a friend to avoid certain jokes that make you uncomfortable, but then you silently endure when they repeat them. Such actions only blur the message you're trying to convey. Confidently reinforce that their behavior bothers you. Over time, people will understand you're serious and worthy of respect. Boundaries aren't meant to push people away. They're a way of respecting yourself and protecting against unnecessary hurt. Start small, and gradually you'll find your confidence and inner peace growing. So, is there an area in your life where you feel the need to set boundaries? If so, be courageous and honest with yourself and with others. Let your boundaries become the foundation for respect and unwavering self-assurance in life. Principle 2, one of the cornerstones of self-respect, is respecting yourself from within. Ask yourself, do you often rely on others' approval to feel valued? Sometimes, we pour so much energy into pleasing others that we forget that true confidence comes from within. If you're always waiting for external validation, you'll remain dependent, feeling insecure when that validation isn't there. Imagine taking a little time each day to acknowledge your own accomplishments. It could be something small, like completing a task, helping someone, or simply staying calm in a challenging situation. These actions, however minor, are proof of your capabilities and true value. A friend once told me how she writes down things she's overcome when she feels down. Each word reminds her of her inner strength, making her feel encouraged not by others, but by herself. You can try this too. Write down things that make you proud of yourself. They don't have to be big achievements, just anything you've put effort into. Maybe you mended a conflict, patiently listened despite being busy, or faced a personal challenge. Acknowledging these moments builds not only self-respect but also a solid foundation of confidence that no one can take from you. The truth is, no one else fully understands the efforts you've put in. Sometimes, the world may fail to recognize, even judge or belittle your accomplishments, but that doesn't mean you're without worth. Your true value lies in your perseverance, kindness, and willingness to overcome challenges. These qualities shape who you are, not external praise or recognition. Have you ever compared yourself to others and felt discouraged? In reality, each of us has our own unique journey. Stoicism emphasizes that no one else can replace your experiences or personal growth. The most important thing is recognizing your daily progress, even if it's a small step. Ask yourself, what can I do today to make myself proud? It could be something small, but done with self-respect, it will help you build self-worth from within. When you learn to be proud of yourself, others' words lose their power to influence your emotions. You'll feel more at peace and confident, understanding your value without needing validation. So don't wait for others to value you before you do. Start with simple things. Remember your achievements and be proud. True self-respect is a gift you give yourself, coming from within, unshakable by any external opinion. Now, let's move on to the third principle, knowing when to remain silent. You've probably heard the saying, silence is golden. But have you ever wondered why silence is so powerful? In Stoic philosophy, silence is not avoidance or passivity, but an expression of strength and self-control. When you remain silent, you send a message that you control your emotions and won't be easily drawn into meaningless conflicts or provocations. Picture yourself in a heated argument. The other person may keep pushing, trying to make you lose your calm. You feel annoyed, and the immediate urge is to respond. But instead of reacting, you pause and stay silent. That silence not only surprises the other person but forces them to reconsider, as they no longer have the fuel to continue. By not responding, you show that you don't need to engage in a pointless struggle or prove anything to anyone. I once heard a story about a well-known business leader who often faced attacks from competitors. Yet, he rarely responded. When asked why, he simply smiled and said, "Silence helps me see what truly matters." His composure not only kept him above petty arguments but made him a figure others respected. The next time you're faced with an unpleasant situation, ask yourself, will responding actually help? Or would silence allow me to reflect and make a wiser decision? Silence can be a strategic retreat, giving you a broader perspective before deciding whether a response is necessary. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact." Silence helps you avoid being pulled into judgments and gives you clarity. In a world where anyone can say anything at any time, the ability to remain silent has become a precious skill. You've likely seen countless heated exchanges on social media, filled with negativity. But ask yourself, does participating in these conflicts truly benefit me, or does it only add stress? Sometimes silence is the best way to preserve peace and keep your mind untroubled by unnecessary chaos. A friend once shared how he was publicly criticized by a colleague during a meeting. He initially felt angry and wanted to respond, but he chose silence instead. Surprisingly, his silence led the other person to feel uneasy and eventually apologize. When someone tries to provoke you, pause and ask, is a reaction truly necessary? If the answer is no, let silence be your response. This approach reaffirms your self-control, distances you from pointless conflicts, and maintains inner peace. Used wisely, silence is a form of inner strength, no words, no retort, yet powerful enough to make others pause. Don't let yourself be dragged into every argument or respond to every offense. Your silence is your most potent shield. Our next principle, one of the biggest challenges in maintaining self-respect, is learning not to take things personally. When someone criticizes or judges you, the first reaction is often to feel hurt, angry, or disappointed. But have you ever considered whether these comments truly define your worth? Stoicism teaches us that your value doesn't depend on others' opinions. It's only when you allow their words to affect you that you lose your inner peace. Ask yourself, have I ever lost sleep over a thoughtless remark? Have I ever felt discouraged because of someone's baseless criticism? Reflecting on this, you may realize that you've unintentionally given others control over your emotions. Instead, ask yourself, is their comment really worth my attention? If not, let it drift by like a passing cloud. Imagine these criticisms as nothing more than a gentle breeze. They have no power if you don't hold on to them. A friend of mine, an artist, faced harsh criticisms early in his career, with people saying his style was too risky or not marketable. Rather than being discouraged, he focused on what he believed was right and stayed true to his style. Over time, his unique approach not only brought him success, but also became his signature. He shared with me, only when I stopped caring about others' opinions could I truly live my passion. It's a lesson we can all embrace. To practice this, start by setting your own standards. When hearing criticism, ask yourself, does this help me improve, or is it just negative noise? Constructive feedback is valuable, but baseless judgments deserve to be ignored. While this isn't easy, once you master it, you'll feel more at ease and confident. Another practical approach is focusing on what you can control your reaction. Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "We suffer not from events, but from our reactions to them." You can choose to see criticism as a mental challenge to strengthen your resilience. When you control your reactions, you truly gain mastery over your emotions and self-respect. Finally, remind yourself that you alone understand your efforts, values, and goals. Not everyone will understand your journey, and that's okay. You can confidently pursue what's right without needing to change to please others. When you know you're on the right path, hold your confidence and keep moving forward. Others' approval doesn't define you, only you can do that. So, next time someone criticizes you without reason, smile and carry on. That's how you remind yourself that you're not swayed by empty words. You have your own journey, your own path, and no one has the power to change that. The things you do, the values you uphold, and the goals you pursue, these are what truly define you. Don't let negative opinions cloud your view of yourself. Ignore them, hold on to your confidence, and keep moving forward. This is the true strength of a strong, resilient spirit, one that stands firm against negativity. Next, we arrive at the fifth principle, a crucial step in protecting your self-respect and mental well-being. Protect yourself by limiting toxic relationships. Have you ever felt drained after spending time with certain people, rather than feeling uplifted and encouraged? It could be an old friend, a coworker, or even a family member. Someone who leaves you feeling tense, exhausted, rather than at peace or joyful. Imagine your energy and time as precious resources, like a water jug, with each person in your life drawing from it. But if someone only drains your energy without ever bringing positivity, is it worth continuing to pour into that relationship? Investing time and energy in toxic relationships is like trading away your own peace and happiness. Healthy relationships support you, help you grow, and make you feel valued, whereas toxic ones only make you feel diminished, used, or hurt. So, how can you recognize and limit these unhealthy relationships? First, listen to your feelings. After interacting with someone, ask yourself, how do I feel? If you frequently feel drained, anxious, or as though you have to pretend to be accepted, it may be a sign of an unhealthy relationship. A true friend won't make you feel the need to alter yourself just to be liked. Remember, you don't need to sever ties completely, especially if it's a family member or colleague. Instead, try reducing the interaction, meeting only when necessary or when you feel comfortable. A real-life example comes from a friend who had an old friend from high school. As an adult, she realized that each meeting left her feeling tense and judged. She decided to cut back on their time together and only stay in touch occasionally, resulting in a lighter, more peaceful mind. Ask yourself, is it fair to keep a relationship where each meeting leaves you exhausted? The truth is, each time you choose to limit or leave a toxic relationship, you're not only protecting yourself from negativity, but also opening up space for positive, healthy connections to enter. Imagine being surrounded by people who genuinely bring joy and support when you need it. Walking away from unhealthy relationships isn't a loss, it's a liberation. You're creating room for those who can bring real value, who make you feel appreciated, confident, and respected. Don't worry about what others think. Focus on building a healthy environment for yourself. You have every right to choose who enters your life and who doesn't. Remember, life's too short to waste on people who don't value you. So if there are relationships that wear you out and bring stress, don't hesitate to cut back or even walk away. Ask yourself, is this truly worth compromising my peace of mind? If the answer is no, give yourself the freedom to seek relationships that bring comfort and joy. Ultimately, this is a bold step toward becoming your best self. Our next principle, a crucial step in building self-respect and resilience. Never stop growing and evolving. This practice not only strengthens you, but also creates a foundation of unshakable confidence that isn't dependent on outside validation. It's a long journey, but each small step you take today will accumulate into profound change in your life. Imagine yourself as a young tree. Each day you learn a new skill, form a healthy habit, or overcome a tough challenge. You're watering and nurturing that tree. Over time, it will grow strong and resilient, capable of withstanding life's storms. Likewise, your self-respect is cultivated from growth and perseverance, not from external praise. A friend shared a story about learning a new skill he'd previously been afraid to try. At first, he faced failure and doubt, but rather than giving up, he chose to face each small challenge. Over time, he mastered the skill and, more importantly, felt proud of not quitting. Each time he overcame his limits, he not only gained a new skill, but also a confidence that grew from within. When you continue to grow, you'll find you no longer need others' approval. You know what you've achieved, and you're proud of the effort only you can fully understand. Look back on your journey. Are there things you once thought you couldn't do, but eventually did? That's inner strength, the self-respect that only you can create. To start, don't aim for grand achievements. Take small steps. Learn a tip in your field, spend time on physical fitness, or read a few pages daily. You'll see that these small but steady steps will accumulate into growth, creating a better version of yourself. Ask yourself, is there something I once gave up because I thought it was too difficult? If so, consider revisiting it and challenging yourself again. Don't fear failure. Mistakes are valuable lessons. True confidence isn't born from easy victories, but from the times you've stumbled and decided to try just a little bit harder. As you build and gather skills and experiences, it's like constructing your own house. Each brick you lay is a skill, an experience, a lesson you've learned. When that house is complete, you'll know it's strong because each brick is your effort, persistence, and passion. You created it, and no one can tear down that self-respect. So let each day be a step forward on the path to your best self. When you focus on personal growth, each day becomes an opportunity to get closer to your goal. Believe that every step, however small, is worthwhile. This journey is uniquely yours, one that isn't defined by external praise. Only you can build the confidence and self-respect that come from within. Now we come to the seventh principle, building a positive support community. In life, everyone has moments of struggle, times when we need an anchor to get through challenges. Have you ever realized how just a sincere word of encouragement, a hug, or a gentle understanding from a friend can help you stand firm, regaining the strength to keep going? A positive relationship is like a safe place where you can be yourself without having to pretend to please someone else. Think of those you truly trust, those who make you feel valued and respected. It could be a close friend who's always by your side, a family member who understands without explanation, or even a colleague who's ready to lend a hand when needed. When surrounded by these relationships, you'll feel more confident, resilient, and ready to face any challenge. A close friend of mine experienced this firsthand. She went through a tough period when work and personal life both hit rough patches. Instead of enduring it alone, she turned to friends who would listen without judgment. She once told me, "Just knowing I had people who didn't judge me made it feel possible to get through anything." Her friends didn't just offer words of comfort, they gave her strength and showed her she wasn't alone. You may wonder, do I have friends or coworkers I can rely on like that? If not, maybe it's time to actively seek and build new relationships. You could join clubs, community groups, or any environment where you can connect with people who share similar values, interests, and goals. Sometimes you'll find positive relationships when you open up and share sincerely. Remember, positive communities don't form naturally, they require nurturing. To have these quality relationships, you also need to be a reliable friend and ally. Support is a two-way street. When you sincerely lift others up, you attract those who share the same energy and commitment. Think back to times when you struggled, who truly stood by you, listened, and helped you through it. If you have these wonderful people, cherish and nurture those relationships. If not, don't worry. Proactively seek out these connections because, with an open heart, you'll meet people who are meant to be part of your life journey. Having a positive community around you is incredibly valuable because with them, you won't fear abandonment or lack of understanding. Each time you stumble, someone will help you stand. Each time you succeed, you'll have someone to celebrate with. This community becomes your anchor, giving you the freedom to explore and reach your full potential. Dedicate time and effort to building these meaningful relationships. True friends and a positive community not only make you stronger, but also reinforce your faith in yourself. When you know there are people who love and support you, you'll feel safe and motivated to live fully, following your values and dreams. As you continue this journey of self-respect and self-improvement, remember that each small action you take builds up like bricks in a wall, creating a foundation for a life full of meaning and resilience. The path to inner peace and fulfillment isn't always straightforward or easy, but with each decision to respect yourself, to set boundaries, stay calm, seek growth, and build a supportive community, you're gradually cultivating a life that reflects your values, one that truly honors your worth. The principles we've explored together are more than just tools for dealing with others or managing daily challenges. They are keys to unlocking the steady, unshakable core within yourself. When life tests you with unexpected situations, these values remind you of your strength, keeping you grounded and aligned with what really matters. They help you stay true to yourself in any storm, guiding you back to that place of calm confidence. Self-respect, after all, starts within by recognizing your own worth and upholding it in your choices and actions. So, as you reflect on today's journey, ask yourself, what principle speaks most to you right now? Perhaps it's setting boundaries with more clarity and courage, choosing to stay silent in moments of frustration, or taking time to learn something new each day. Each principle is a step toward becoming the person you aspire to be. Start with a single small action today, and let it be the beginning of a lifelong habit. These tiny steps build up, leading you to a future where you're stronger, calmer, and more fulfilled. Never underestimate the power of a single choice made in alignment with your values. Every day offers a new opportunity to invest in yourself, to lay one more brick on the foundation of a life built on respect and integrity. With time, these small actions will weave together, transforming your life in ways you may not even anticipate. If this resonates with you, please like and subscribe to Daily Stoic Practice and share your insights in the comments. Your thoughts may inspire others on their own journeys to inner peace and resilience. Don't miss our daily videos, insightful discussions, and practical tips for applying Stoic principles to your modern life.